Hello, and welcome to A Place to Call Home. It's our weekly show where we talk about everything. Now, all over the news lately, we have heard about the person doing swimming lessons in a whole lot of communities, and I'd like to welcome her to the show today. Her name is Jennifer Sims Vincent, and welcome to the show, Pastor Jen.
How you doing, Portia?
It is good. We are here each and every year because we encourage, especially those in our community, to learn how to swim.
Yes.
Swimming is just a fun activity. It's a great activity for the heart, for kids, for adults,
Yes.
for everybody.
That's correct.
And we want our kids to get involved in swim lessons. I understand that you've got a big project going on now in the city of Opelousas.
Yes.
And they reopened a pool in Opelousas, the North City Park pool.
That's correct.
And they're fantastic over there. I've been reading about it. The city has embraced it, doing a lot for those kids in that area.
Yes.
And you do swim lessons here in
Yes.
Lafayette
Yes.
at the
OJ Mouton Pool over on the corner of Mudd and Louisiana Avenue at the OJ next to the fire station and the golf course there.
And we have swimming lessons going on in Rain, Louisiana.
Yes, over at Days Inn in Rain, right off the highway there. I think that might be the Church Point Highway right there in Rain. And we have those Monday through Thursday. Our next session starts July 16th.
Okay, and it's been some hot days out there. It's a
Yes.
great time to get in the pool and to encourage your young person to learn how to swim. I just want to say, Jennifer, that a lot of kids don't swim because their parents
Don't
don't
swim.
swim.
That's correct.
So we have adult swim lessons going on as well.
Yes.
And a lot of kids jump in that pool and think, yay, I know how to swim.
Swim. Yes.
Right.
And we hear adults too. We're in Opelousas. We have adult classes in Lafayette as well as in Opelousas and also in Rain. We teach adults out there as well. And young adults, Portia, kids that are 14 to 18 to 20s, 30 years old, don't know how to swim.
Don't know how.
And many of them said, I thought I was swimming. And I said, yeah, as long as you don't touch the bottom, you go. And they said, yes, you're right. I don't go in the deep end as long as I can stand up. And I think that's where the statistics, or why the statistics are so high. 70%, again, of African American, it hasn't changed. The numbers seem, and I said, what's going on?
70%?
of African American people in the United States. We're not even talking about outside the United States.
Don't know how to
Don't know
swim.
how to swim. We know very much how to play in the water and have fun and play volleyball as long as our feet is touching the ground. But when we're talking about going into 9 feet or 10 feet or 12 feet of water, no, I'm not going. So thereby, is that really swimming? Because once you learn how to swim, you can go in any body of water and swim.
And swim. Now, on the national news for the last couple of weeks, we've heard about these 12 boys
Yes.
on a soccer team. 12 boys on a soccer team trapped in a cave. That cave had a lot of water inside. I was so sad to hear that none out of the 12 could swim.
Yeah. And in that situation too, being in caves and places like that, so there's different types of swimming that would have been necessary. However, we're thankful that the divers were able to go down in there and bring them out. But it just goes to show you that all over the world, there are people who are living in areas where there's plenty of water, but don't know how to swim.
Don't know how to swim.
And so we just challenge you, overcome your fears. Much of it is myths
Right.
in reference to, I can't swim, I'm afraid. Face your fears, give it a try. That's what I say, Portia. I said, you don't know that you can't do it until you
Right.
try it.
And it's a great way to exercise
Yes, yes.
for women. What made you want to do this, Jennifer?
Well, Portia, I've had a heart for the community. I'd never realized that swimming would be the avenue that God would use, really. I learned how to swim back when I was 5 years old in my community, Mossville, Louisiana, which is near Westlake, that no longer exists.
And Lake Charles.
And that Lake Charles surrounding area. But Coach Williams, LaSalle Williams, was a coach. And I was 15 years old. He saw that I was a good swimmer. He went to the YMCA and said, look, can you let this young lady at least try out for lifeguarding? Mm-hmm. And they said yes, because normally it was just men. So they let me try out. I succeeded. I got my certification. I lifeguarded there at home. And then when I came to the university at USL, I lifeguarded there. And then I became a lifeguard at the city of Lafayette. And then after Katrina, when so many people drowned that we don't even know about, because number one, they was afraid of the water coming in, not knowing how to just handle water coming in. And that awareness and what I could do or what I couldn't, many people say to me, well, Jennifer, they couldn't swim. They wouldn't have been able to swim. I said, but if they weren't as fearful, the fear killed a lot of people,
right?
Before they drowned, because I didn't know how to handle the water. So we have to overcome our fear first. That's where of water coming over us, or most people, I don't want to put my head under the water. This is an exercise you can practice at home. Go under your shower, blow bubbles. Take in a deep breath, go under the water, blow the bubbles out, and you get used to water in your face. That is probably the thing, Portia, that most African American people who now know how to swim have swim holding their breath the whole time.
Really?
Versus learning how to blow the water out through their nose, take air in their mouth, blow the water out through the nose, and actually kick their feet continuous. Normally, when they come up for air, they stop kicking, so they go down. So, swimming lessons is really important. Don't wait until your kids are old. We began teaching kids to swim, say get familiar with the water, not say swim, water safety at 6 months old.
6 months old.
Portia, I got a new grandbaby. He just made a year. He's already in the water.
In the water.
Kicking his feet, just getting familiar where there's no fear. So as we progress with him learning strokes and going under the water, remember, we were all born in water.
In water. In your mother's womb.
And some of the things that I've found in teaching over these last 15 years is a mother might have been frightened or going through something very tragic that brought fear in the womb to that child.
Really?
And then when the child gets out and starts swimming, they're terrified. Not because they know anything, because when their mother was carrying them, that fear transmitted to them in the water.
In the womb.
That's it.
If you're just joining us, we are talking about the lady that has been recruited by communities all over Southwest Louisiana for swim lessons. That is Jennifer Sims. Her Destiny Camp program has traveled to Rain, Louisiana, now here in Lafayette for years, and now big program in the city of Opelousas. And do you look to expand into some more areas, New Iberia maybe?
Yes.
Going down that way?
All we need is someone that will commit to saying, I have a pool available, will you come?
Will you come?
And that's what Opelousas asked me. Will you come? We train lifeguards. We train the lifeguards that we had in Opelousas. We are working now training young men and young women right now through this program in Opelousas. By the end of our program on August 11th, we're going to do a lifeguard training. We're going to actually have a lifeguard course so that by next year we will have lifeguards already on deck. Opelousas won't have to be looking for lifeguards. They'll have grown their own.
And that's a pretty good salary.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Some
yes.
lifeguards make a pretty good
Good
salary.
salary.
That's a good summer
job. And in many areas in the city, a person may start between $8 and $11 an hour as a new lifeguard. So that's real good.
Really?
And with experience, a lifeguard could make more.
They are training lifeguards and also training, doing the water survival training. If you're a person that needs that water survival class to get offshore nowadays,
Yes, yes.
this is a great way, a great connection to get that. This is Destiny Camp, the swim camp that offers swimming lessons, lifeguard training, water survival training if you're getting ready to go offshore. I know somebody once that was getting ready to go offshore, afraid, deathly afraid of the water.
Yes.
And in a body of water where all you had to do was stand up. Now, we talked a little bit about Katrina, but Jennifer, you and I both know there have been some tragic
Yes.
deaths and drowning.
Yes.
I remember the family, the whole family
Family.
that drowned.
Up in the Shreveport, North Louisiana area in 2010.
Right.
And
Because
nobody knew how to swim. There was about 45 people, relatives on the bank. They had no idea what they could have done. And that's why every one of our classes, Portia, before we let the kids or parents in the water, we do a Red Cross water safety awareness to show things around the house that your young kids, ages of kids drown, ages 1 to 4. Where do they drown? In the bathtub, in the toilet, in a bucket of water. Because your head actually is what balances your body. So for a young child in the bathtub, if they go forward and there's too much water, their face is in the water. Or if they fall back while you go run and grab something, they're under the water. So we do this awareness. We teach kids never to swim alone, always swim with someone. And parents are like, oh my God, this is a kid's video, but we've learned so much that we didn't know. How many of us today, Portia, go fishing? No life jacket. Okay? Nobody thinks about somebody coming along, a strong wave throwing your boat over or your boat being tossed over, your jacket, you're sitting on it. My husband, who's deceased now, him and his brother and a cousin, but his brother and his cousin drowned. But my husband survived. Why? Because he had just finished swimming lessons 1 week before they were at Toledo Bend.
now, you and I both grew up in the Lake Charles area. There's a big beach there when we were
Yes.
growing up that was open. And we can only swim on one side of the beach.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
But, my mother encouraged us to learn how to swim in a body of water first, in a pool first,
Yes,
before she let us tackle that beach.
Yep.
And we saw so many drown in that beach. When I was coming up, there were so many
Yes.
unfortunate drownings in that beach right there in Lake Charles, Louisiana. So we learned how to swim in a pool first.
Yes.
At least we could know when we could stand up, when we could grab onto the sides of the pool,
Yes.
and learn how to swim.
Yes.
We learned how to swim in that setting first, and then we'd cry, I want to go to the beach. I want to
Yes.
go to the beach.
That's correct.
I want to go to the beach.
That's correct.
And it was just rewarding. One of the best things I ever done in my life was learning how to swim. My son, who's no longer with us today, I taught him at an early age
Yes.
to swim.
Yes.
So, how's it work, Jennifer? Like, if I'd like to study to be a lifeguard, do I have to swim so many laps in that pool?
Yes, ma'am, you do.
How many laps I'm gonna have to swim?
Basically, just depends on what pool we're at. Okay. At my pool in Scott, that's 35 laps back and forth. In the
Oh,
pool
my
in
God.
Opelousas, 15 laps. If we go out to OJ Mouton Pool, you're talking about 7. Okay? And that's an Olympic
the
size
bigger
bigger
the
the pool, because you have 300, what they call 300 meters that you have to swim.
Now at your house, I gotta swim 35 laps.
Yeah, but that's nothing.
Oh,
That's
my.
nothing.
So,
And then you have to tread water
okay.
without using your hands. Okay?
Okay.
Under your arm like this and just working your legs. So that means my legs have got to be really strong and my head's up. I've got to do that for 2 minutes. Then I have
In
to
the deep water.
in the deep water. And then I have to go down I have to swim down, dive down, pick up a 10-pound brick, put it on my chest, can't get water on them because it's similar to a body, and I have to kick on my back and get out in a minute and 40 seconds.
Oh.
That's the pre-test. Then you can sit for the class where you'll learn all the coursework on rescuing entries, CPR, how to use a AED, and also how to give first aid should someone get hurt, and mainly how to rescue someone who is in trouble.
Who's in trouble?
And see, most of us think that rescuing is easy. No. You have somebody's life in your hands as a lifeguard. And everybody says, well, why do they make it for 15-year-olders instead of older people? I said, because 15-year-olds got a lot of energy.
And they strong?
And they strong. So you need to be strong, but you have to know how to swim. So if you get your kids started swimming when they're 4 and 5 or infant age, by 7 years old, they're really swimming. I have junior lifeguards in our program that's actually helping me out in Opelousas right now.
Really?
With our lifeguards, okay, who have been junior lifeguards. They've taken the test. They know CPR. They know how to save people. They've done all of that. That's actually helping us teach swim lessons. And so if you have kids out there and they know how to swim, come on and meet us at the O.J. Mouton Pool. We have advanced swimming lessons.
At what time?
At 5:15 to 6:15.
That's O.J. Mouton right here in Lafayette.
Or 6:30 to 7:30. Our next class starts this coming Monday, July 16th. It's for 8 days, Monday through Thursday, 5:15 to 6:15, 6:30 to 7:30. And the following week, and we actually go all the way until school starts.
Okay.
So
school is going to start early.
So we're going to make sure that your kids, if you join us for the last session of the summer, we will make sure that they will be out and ready, their hair done, and we're gonna make sure that we get all the time in. In Opelousas, we still have availability over there in Opelousas for session 3. Which will start July 30th. That's our last session. And so we're asking, that's Monday through Friday there, and Monday and Tuesday the following week. So we should be finished there on August 11th. And in Rain, we have our last session that will be the end of the month into the first week in August. So we actually finish all of our lessons by the 11th, but we teach lessons into October.
Oh my.
So parents who want to come after, please come. We teach lessons on the weekend. Don't interfere with school. On Saturdays, we teach lessons at our Scott location. So just give us a call at area code 337-322-9302. And if you're still interested, I am asking my Lafayette folks, bring your kids out. Come on, let's be a part of something great, that your kids can be part of some of the swim teams that we have in our city.
Right.
Portia, we have, most of our high schools have swim teams, and I'm excited to say, you remember my friend Elijah Wan who came?
Yeah.
Who's now a lifeguard. This is his second year with us. He's recently been asked by COLA, which is also the City of Lafayette's Aquatics, to start swimming with them on their swim team.
Oh my.
So, there's
And
opportunity.
Elijah Wong found out about your program right here
That's right.
on this show.
That's right.
And because we've been talking about it for years, we have another couple of kids that we have sent.
Yes.
And we are so proud of what you're doing, Pastor Jen, and the way that you do it. And there are a lot of people getting trained, a lot of people are employed by you.
Yes.
And are able to sustain themselves because of that. We're talking swim lessons and swim camp with Jennifer Sims, 322-9302.
That's correct.
322-9302. Want to know more about it? Give her a call. They can find you online as well?
Yes, you can go to www.lus www.destinycampinternational.com. That's our website. You could actually register online. The only place that you can't register for online is Opelousas at this point. So you'll need to call, leave a text. I'm actually in the water from 6 o'clock in the morning till
God knows
what in at night. Yes, and we do have water aerobics. I want to say that in the morning for ladies and men, and we have a class from 6 to 7, and then 7:30 to 8:30. I have
6
heard
in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my!
And we have faithful women out there and young men out there working it out and feeling good and impressed. And I am hoping next summer, I've been asked over and over to have water aerobics in the evenings, Portia. So I'm looking to incorporate that next year, next summer at OJ Mouton Pool, where people who want to do water aerobics can meet us out there as well.
And just for getting in the water.
Yes.
I mean, there's a benefit. You
Yeah.
are also recommended by the American Heart Association,
Right.
the American Red Cross.
Yes.
You know, they endorse your program and just doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Destiny Camp International, 322-9302. That number again, 322-9302. Get involved and get those kids in the pool. Teach them how to swim
Yes.
and swim well. And you have in Scott, Louisiana,
Yes.
at your location,
Yes.
you can go there as well. So we
Right.
touch many areas: Lafayette, Scott, Rain, Opelousas, and looking to expand. Going to be doing those water aerobics in the evening next year. That's a great exercise program.
Yes. Yes.
And just for getting in the water, you can lose a little weight. You
That's
know,
it.
kicking
Just
your
move
legs,
it around. That's it. Move it
and
around.
improve your heart health,
Yes.
and all of that.
And you know, Portia, I also want to encourage people. We do have open swimming. We need y'all to go out and support that so that the city can continue to have these pools open. OJ Mouton in particular, where we are, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. They're there from 2 to 4:30, and then on Sundays they're there from 2 to 6 because we have to get out of the way. They have to get out of the way for us to be there
Now,
for
if I'm
5.
taking swimming lessons, Pastor Jennifer, and it rains that day, how do you handle that? I mean,
We
you reschedule?
reschedule. You do not lose time or money
hours
or
in the
hours.
pool.
No, we make sure that we come back and we bring you back. We might ask you to come early. We might ask you to stay late, but every child will get their 8 hours of instruction.
All right. And normally in 8 hours,
Well, in 8 hours, let me tell you, 90%, Portia, of our kids that come out to OJ Mouton Pool or a Scott location, they are jumping into the deep end
in 8 hours. I mean,
after 8 hours and swimming to the side.
Really?
They're doing a front crawl. That's the first stroke we teach. They know how to maneuver with a life jacket in the pool. They know how to jump in with a life jacket. They know how to come up, get on their back, swim forward. They know how to do that without a life jacket.
All right.
Now, fear hinders the progress. This is what I say to parents. If you can allow your children to come for 2 weeks, they're learning a new skill.
Right.
But then if you
And
let
at
them go
my
and
old
practice
age,
it,
if I could learn something,
75 years old is the oldest person I taught. I've got some people right now that's in our adult class that's 65 years old that says, I always wanted to learn how to swim, Jennifer. I trust you. Can you teach me to swim? Yes.
yes, you can.
Yes, you can. You can do anything.
All right. Jennifer Sims, give them your phone number again, my friend.
Destiny Camp International, 337-322-9302. And if you cannot reach me, it's not because I don't want to get you. Text me on that same number, 337-322-9302, and I will definitely get back in touch with you.
And say you're interested. Well, my friend, that's going to wrap it up for another year.
Thank you so much
It
for
has
always
been
having us here.
My pleasure to have you here to encourage parents. Parents, you learn how to swim yourself.
That's it.
And we encourage you to encourage your kids.
Yes.
Learn how to swim. Let them get out there and enjoy the water, folks. Thank you so much again, my
Thank you.
friend. Looking forward to what you have for me next year.
All right.